Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the Sheffield United RTG career mode here on EAFC 24. We return today with the Premier League opener after the transfer special in the previous episode, which saw that man Ryan Giles depart for Chelsea, who we will face today in the Premier League opener. We've still got around 45 million left in our transfer budget as well, where we will need to replace Ryan Giles, and also I want to bring in some European experience as we will be competing in the Europa League this year. But to kick off, we're going to play this first game away at Stamford Bridge, where I'm desperate to make a good start. So here is the starting lineup for the Premier League opener. Ola starts at left back with Ryan Giles lining up for Chelsea. Jared Branthwaite starts next to him at left centre back as Malik isn't quite fit enough to start, and Gabriel comes into midfield for Gustavo Harmer, who is still recovering after his injury at the end of last year. We've still got our front three of Sucic, Archer and Calvert-Lewin, so I'm confident that we will be able to score goals. Come on, you Blades. Gabriel swings it to the back post. DCL manages to get it down and find Luca. Now it's Vinny Souza from the edge of the box, tipped over. Lively start here at the bridge, still waiting for the first goal. Looking to find it from this corner. Luca, good ball. Calvert-Lewin, what a save. I think it's Castiles in the Chelsea net. Hackney from the other side. Calvert-Lewin again off the bar. Souza heads it off target. Should be 1-0. Oh, that could be a risky ball, that. Jovanovic, who's a nice little Croatian regen against Branthwaite. Does well, Jovanovic. Now it's brilliantly worked, and Bazunu makes another good stop at that near post. Enzo goes short from the corner. Malo Gusto away from Hackney. Really well worked. Jovanovic saved again. This has been a cracking opening half an hour here. Caicedo and Kunku. Jovanovic saved again by Bazunu. He's been a busy man in this first half. Ziyech. Shot comes in. I think it took a little nick. But Hakim Ziyech back in the fold at Chelsea. Fires in the opener just before the break. It's been all the Blues with the territory and the possession. And finally they have the breakthrough. Well, we did have that one spell in the first half where we had a couple of attempts. DCL hit the bar, but in reality it has been all Chelsea, and Kunku makes it too. We just haven't been able to get even a foothold in this game. The Blues have had all of the possession, all of the territory, and we've got a mountain to climb if we're to find a way back into this. Hackney wins it off Nkunku. Could be a chance for a break here. Hayden's done well and finds Dom. And Chelsea retreating. Still Calvert-Lewin. Sucic through the gap to the new man, João Pedro. Onto his right foot. João Pedro, with the instant impact, gets us back into the game. Just over 20 to play. And can we find an equaliser? Ola now finds Luca. Vinny Souza linking up with his compatriot João Pedro. And we got the bit between our teeth here. Oh, and it went out wide to Ola when I wanted it to João. Still we come forward though. João Pedro. João Pedro! What a debut for this man. And he's saying to Cameron Archer, if you want to keep that starting spot this year, you're going to have to find some form, because I am here and I want to make an impact. What a debut from the Brazilian. Fires it in, and out of nowhere the Blades are level. And I believe that should do it as Jared clears. It's a good point away at the bridge, especially from the position we found ourselves in. Cracker of a game that to kick off season 4. Now, of course, we are still in the market for a new left back after Ryan Giles departed. I've got quite a few names on the shortlist. There was a recommendation for John Tolkien a long time ago at the start of the save, and he is developing really nicely. whilst I would be tempted to bring him in. He's at Villarreal at the moment, but they will not sell due to the importance. Dorgu has just moved on to Marseille, along with Ian Marsden, who's gone to Celta Vigo. I like the looks of Fabiano Parisi, really good young defender, but he's going to cost practically every penny that we've got. So I think at the moment I'm looking at Ryan Sessegnon and Milos Kerkez, the Hungarian, moved on from Bournemouth in the save. Don't have the rating just yet, but we do have the market valuation of 25.5, so I think he's going to be around 81 overall, Milos. And if we can pick him up for around 25 to 30 million, I think he'd be a really good pickup for us. Still only 22 years of age and loads of room to grow as well. So of course we don't really have anyone that we could offer in a swap deal, so I'm just going to go straight in with a market valuation bid of 25.5. Now they're after Gabriel, which isn't going to happen, so we'll go in again at 27.5, and ouch, yeah, they're after quite a bit more money for the talented young Hungarian. We may have to wait and negotiate with them again here. Yep, I thought that might be the case, as we'll have to play the Arsenal game and then come back in for Kerkez when we will have a full scouting report. So here is the lineup for the visit of Arsenal. Just the one change for us, as Gustavo Harmer comes back into midfield, replacing Gabriel, who drops to the bench. Again, another game where I would probably take a point, but it would be great to get our first win on the board. And with us being at home, I am targeting all three. Come on, you Blades. We had a pretty slow start in the last game against Chelsea, looking to be much better out of the blocks today, as Luca has a chance from the edge of the box, and Arsenal will be one of the teams that we're competing with for Europe this year, as Calvert-Lewin heads in the opener. First goal of the season for Dom. Of course, Arsenal finished just above us in 4th place, that final Champions League spot, so we are looking to pip them to qualification for the competition this season, and a win here would be a great start. Calvert-Lewin heads in the opener and Sheffield United lead. Luca, lovely footwork, pokes it through to Dom, looking to get away from his man, has to check, finds Harmer on the edge of the box, decent effort, and just wide of Ramsdale's far post. Still 1-0 at the break, and Arsenal haven't tested us too much just yet. And Calvert-Lewin gives it away. Break on for Gunners here. What an opportunity this is. And Jared Branthwaite with an outstanding tackle. Don't normally include defensive highlights, but that's going to make it in. That is brilliant defending from the Englishman. And now we look to grab the second on the break, as Harmer drilled across and beaten away by Ramsdale. But I think that will do it. And there is the whistle. The one goal was enough, and it sees us pick up our first victory of the season. Another cracking game, not quite as good as the Chelsea one, but a better result. So as we head back to the menus here, we've got some news. So the offer for Seamus Allen's been withdrawn, that's fine. I think I'm going to keep him here for this season. Harmer's grown another rating, which is nice, and we have got that full scout report back on Milos Kerkez. 80 overall, but I love those physicals on him. Augsburg driving a hard bargain here, and they've now upped their offer from 29 million to asking for 30.3, which they're not budging on. So do you know what, we've got the money in the bank. I'm just going to accept that. It's a little bit more than I wanted to pay for him, but I think we can tie him down to a long-term deal, and he'll be our long-term fullback here at Bramall Lane. So I'm going to try and offer a 5-year deal here, which he's absolutely fine with. Only wants an increase in wage to 35. I'm going to offer him 40 plus a signing on bonus, and hopefully that is enough, which it is, for Milos Kerkez to sign the contract and become our new starting left back here at Bramall Lane. I'm really excited to have this guy, and I've never used him before, and I was a big fan of his before he moved to Bournemouth. So Milos Kerkez moved on from Bournemouth in the save, but you can see he's already basically 81 overall. Moved on from Bournemouth to Augsburg, but we're bringing him back to England here. And at 22 years of age, not sure exactly what his potential is, but we're going to get that defensive work rate up to high, get him up to 81 overall, and I think we're going to see some pretty good growth from him this year. Really buzzing to have this guy in. And so that leaves around 15 million left in the budget. At the moment, I'm just going to keep hold of that. And I think we will play the Liverpool game away at Anfield before we get to transfer deadline day. We'll see if we get any more offers as one comes in for Patrick Nicholson, which will be rejected. But we'll see if we get any more bids come in and how we want to spend the remainder of this money. So no developments in the transfer market just yet. So heading straight into this clash away at Anfield. Couple of changes and a couple of debuts as well, as Malik and Milos come into our defence, and Kyle Walker will also make his second debut for the team. Gustavo Harmer keeps his place in the lineup, and Archer once again supporting Calvert-Lewin up top. Looking to get another 3 points again here today, but I would certainly take a point from this one away at Anfield. So I'm interested to see how the new boys get on today. Tough test for them away at Anfield, and I do think that always Walker has to be careful there. Dives in and gives away the penalty, and it was definitely a certain spot kick. I was just going to say, I think Liverpool may well be title contenders this season, as Gakpo sends Bazunu the wrong way to give the hosts the lead. They've made some good recruitment in the summer transfer window, and I think there's every chance they're going to be up there this season. We've had a tough start to the season in terms of our fixtures. Yeah, really tough first half that for us. We just haven't been able to get anything going, and the fixtures haven't been too kind to us to start off the season. Liverpool away at Anfield, always a tough game. Last year's champions on the road as well, and Arsenal, we finished in the top 4 as well. So yeah, definitely not been an easy start to the season, but if we can survive this tough run, then it will only make us stronger going forward. Although I would like to make sure that we remain undefeated here if we can find an equaliser in this second half. Now the break's on, as Calvert-Lewin, who was the hero here last season, spots Kyle Walker getting forward from right back, and he does manage to keep it in, and he finds Calvert-Lewin, and there's a man on the edge of the box, and Luca's effort is turned behind for the corner. That's how easy it is for us to find a way back into it. Sucic, Calvert-Lewin scoring again at Anfield, and the former Evertonian just loves playing here. One apiece. Kyle Walker in the corner there. Bazunu goes long, but it's not the greatest kick. Thiago slides it through to Cody Gakpo. That's a great save by Gavin. 5 on the clock, and he may have just rescued us a point. Oh, that's a dangerous ball. Given away, and Muller finds Gakpo. Don't lose it now, boys. Sorry, it's not Gakpo, it's Lorient. Into Florentino. Back to the Frenchman. Big save, Gavin. Oh, that is a couple of huge stops towards the end of that game to rescue the point for us. What a stop from the Irishman. It's a much better start to the season from him after he had a few shaky moments last season. Still undefeated, and another good point on the road. So into transfer deadline day, and with that 15 million or so left in the budget, as I have mentioned, I would like to bring in somebody with some European experience, as we are now playing in the Europa League, as Timber makes the move from Arsenal to Newcastle. Going to sim through, see if we get any interesting bids before we do make a move, so I'll keep you updated if anything it does come in. It's been a pretty quiet transfer deadline day so far, and I think with 4 hours on the clock, I am going to make my signing. Not too sure who it's going to be yet. I've got a couple of names on the shortlist, a couple of veterans. So I'm not too sure who I want to go for. I obviously don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on one of these vets, but I definitely do want to bring in somebody who can have an impact on the team. Now, I was really interested in Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Played really well in the Europa League under Maurizio Sarri at Chelsea. An English player as well, can play in a couple of different positions. So Ruben Loftus-Cheek is definitely an option. Also looking at Gerard Moreno, who's got a lot of experience in the Europa League. And also David Alaba as well. The Austrian, former Real Madrid and Bayern Munich man, played in Europe practically all of his career and at Inter Milan at the moment. Maybe not the most realistic of transfers, and we have tried to keep it realistic, but I think he might be in the final year of his contract. His physicals are still very good, despite the stamina, of course, dropping now at 34 years of age. The mentals are incredible, and technically this guy's he's still got it. He's brilliant. So with the ability to play centre back, left back, and also in midfield, I think as well, where he has played for his country, I think to bring him in for those Thursday nights in the Europa League, maybe he's he's done everything he can at Inter Milan. To bring him in for well under the market valuation, even at 34 years of age, I think it'd be a great little pickup. So we've just agreed a deal with Inter Milan for £11.7 million for David Alaba. It's going to be a little bit tight on the contract, but I'm hoping he is happy to take a little bit of a wage decrease. 66 grand a week for David Alaba, and yes, it's very squeaky bum time on the finances, but David Alaba will sign for us on transfer deadline day. Buzzing to have this guy in and bring that European experience and the dressing room leadership. So that looks as if it will do it for transfer deadline day. I was trying to shift on a couple of youngsters whose potentials had dropped in the academy, but seems to take ages on deadline day. So quite a few new signings into the team. We're looking pretty strong going forward, and with a tough game against Newcastle up next, we're really being tested here in the early parts of the season. I believe as we're simming through here to the Newcastle game, yep, we have had the Europa League group stage draw where we will be facing off against there we are, FC Twente, Sturm Graz and Apoel. So we managed to avoid a few of the big boys that are in the competition, and yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll make it through that group. I don't think it'll be easy, but I think we should be able to make it through. So here is the lineup for the trip to St James's Park. Couple of changes as Sangare comes in for his full debut. Jayden Bogle returns and Malik and Kirkes keep their spots in the starting lineup, and João Pedro is in from the start to partner Calvert-Lewin up top. I've remembered to change us into the yellow kit today as well, so hopefully we won't have any kit clashes. Let's get straight into it. Come on, you blades. Isaac, nice feet, finds Sean Longstaff. Bit of trouble here as Isaac runs into Sangare. Brilliant defending. Sucic in a pocket. Nice burst of pace to get away from his man. Has João Pedro in support, and João Pedro opens the scoring. And I have a feeling that this man may dislodge Cameron Archer from the starting lineup in the Premier League this year. He was brought in mainly for the Europa League campaign and to provide competition, but with the start that he has made, 3 goals already in 4 appearances. And Kirkes slips through Luca. Lovely strength, and Calvert-Lewin for the double sends it wide. Kirkes sends it forward to Hayden Hackney, and there could be a break on here. Hayden finds Ibrahim, space out wide for Harmer, and loads of room to run into. Gustavo fires in his first of the year. And this man just always seems to turn up in the right positions. Has a knack for scoring goals from midfield. One of the OGs. And that is a brilliant strike across goal to make it 2. What a first half here in the north. Oh, what a tackle that is by Anel. Round the corner to Hayden. Now Daniel Jefferson. So much competition in the squad now that if players go into a bad little slump of form, they might find themselves out of the team, as Sangare into the penalty area looking for his first goal, and it's turned behind for the corner. Hackney swings it in. It's a dangerous ball, and it's 3. And I think it's João Pedro once again. It is that man, the Brazilian. Our new number 11 wraps up the 3 points here in the north. What a start to the campaign for João Pedro, and what a signing. And as Newcastle clear, that will do it. Comprehensive win in the north. And that really does put our start to the season in perspective. 4 really, really tough games against 4 of the best teams in the league. And we're still undefeated, with 3 of those coming away from home. It's been a tough start, but a brilliant one at that. And João Pedro has made an instant impact here at Sheffield United. Before we head into this next game here against Leeds United, who have also made a really good start to the season, newly promoted, currently sat in the top 4. I just wanted to take a quick look at the objectives, and this is something I wish that EA would take a look at, just because some of these are so unrealistic. We've got our youth development is the highest priority, which is kind of mad to me, because generally in football the on-field success of the team is going to be the top priority. Of course they want to see youth development, but this being our highest priority and objective this season just seems a bit crazy. Brand exposure, I've seen this so many times on the career mode Reddit. Just ridiculous sackings because you've not signed players born in Asia. Like, it's just crazy. Why is that a medium priority? And then our on the field objectives this year, obviously in the Europa League for the first time, I don't know if it's the club's history or at least in recent history, but reach the semi-final stage. I'm not saying it's undoable. That is a very high objective for our first year in the Europa League. And then in the domestic season, they've asked us to reach the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Okay, fair enough. We've done well in the cups over the last couple of years, but also to finish in a Champions League spot, which of course means we have to finish in the top 4. Bearing in mind, they want us to focus on the domestic cup. They want us to focus on the Europa League. I just wish that the objectives were looked into a little bit more to make them more realistic. It seems like the objectives we've been given this year are very, very tough, which I don't mind. I like the board to be ambitious, but it is our first year in Europe, and to have our youth development as the highest priority just seems a bit odd to me. But just thought I'd take a quick look at the objectives to see what the team want us to achieve this season. So, as I say, Leeds at home at Bramall Lane. And looking for another 3 points here against the newly promoted side. And here's our lineup, guys. I'd say at the moment this is probably our full strength team, at least maybe not on paper, but in game. This is what I'm getting the best out of at the moment. So we're sticking with this and looking for another 3 points. Come on, you Blades. Looks as if Leeds have got a pretty decent squad in this career mode, so going to be by no means a pushover, but with the stage that we're currently at in this save, I am looking for another 3 points here as Luka chasing that down on his own. Verba doesn't want it. Brilliant chasing from Luka Sucic, and he bends home his first goal of the season, and that is all of his own doing. That is brilliant pressing from the Croatian. Firpo, nice build up this from Leeds. Shackleton again. Really nice build up, and Gruev on the edge of the box, worked inside, and Bazunu flies out to meet the man on the edge of the box. That's brilliant goalkeeping. And well, maybe I looked to get us forward a bit too quickly there, as Leeds ending this first half strong. Adley, shot blocked by Sangare, and Bogle will clear. There's the whistle, and not too much to report on, but Leeds with a big opportunity there. Just over 10 to play here, and Leeds still probing away. Sangare doesn't get there. Shot comes in. Bogle clears. Sangare with a nice little flick, and the break could be on here. Hackney sends Calvert-Lewin away down the right. Oh, it's brilliant from Dom. On a plate for Archer, and what a goal. Brilliant from Calvert-Lewin. And that's a much better finish from the Archer, who's off the mark himself. Lovely little goal on the break, that. I want to see that again. Calvert-Lewin comes inside with the roulette, leaves his man, and then puts it on a plate for Archer, who runs onto it and smashes it past Andrew into that top corner. 2-0, points in the bag now. But we will just end today's episode by taking a look at how bad that injury to Luca was, as it's just a 5-day bruise. So we will miss our first Europa League game of the season as we host FC Twente. But just a 5-day knock for Luca, which is great news. But guys, that is where we will end today's episode. It has been a fantastic start, and our unbeaten record so far in the Premier League leaves us in second place, just behind Aston Villa, 1 point above us. But I hope you have enjoyed, guys. Let me know what you think of our transfer window down in the comments below, and I'll catch you for the next episode, where we'll kick off our Europa League campaign and crack on with some more Premier League fixtures as well. Take care, guys, and peace.